खींचो, मैं पीछे से धक्का देता हूँ, उससे भी हो जाएगा। ये तरीका भी अच्छा वर्क करता है।
तुम आज किधर जा रहे थे?
मछली से।
तो अभी तो तुम्हारा मछली का कारोबार
अभी पानी ऊपर आएगा।
हाँ, तो अभी जाओगे दोबारा?
हाँ, अभी जा रहे थे, तुम लोगों ने बोला कि हम इधर।
अभी रुके हो ना, अभी जाओगे तो नहीं?
हाँ, आप हमारे साथ ही रहिएगा, क्योंकि
अभी तो उनको भी लेकर आना है।
वो स्टिक
वो जो 6 मछेरे और हैं।
जाएगा ना उधर।
So we are here at the Ratto Kot fort, as it's commonly known, which means Red Fort, and that's probably because of the red terracotta tile bricks that it is made from. The fort is on the eastern end of Buddo Island, and it's surrounded by mud flats which flood at high tide and come right up to the rampart walls of the fort. Beyond that, it's fringed by mangroves that extend out to the east and mostly to the south, and partly about a kilometer away to the west as well. To the north is the main Port Qasim channel, which at low tide is probably a bit over a kilometer away. Access to the island is challenging. Coming in from the north, we struggled to come ashore, so we had to actually circle around to the southern side and kayak in along the creeks. So what we're looking at here is a fort that's probably about 80 plus meters square. It has 4 corner bastions. It's about 2 to 3 meters high off the mud flats. The rampart walls have openings in at various points along the lengths of the walls. They're about 2 to 3 meters wide, and they seem to be mostly made of red terracotta brick. There's some black, less oxidized fired brick as well. And then there's a glossy brick / slag surface that we've seen, and we're not quite sure what that is yet. There's evidence of modern disturbance. You've got animal droppings within the fort, so it's probably being accessed by wild camels and other animals. It probably makes for a reasonably useful dry camp when the surrounding area gets flooded by the high tide.
So you see, we're in 5 feet of water right now,
Yeah.
and this is the channel that's been marked.
Right.
So, this is I mean, this is all Bundle Island on our right,
Yeah.
and these are the higher points out of it to probably dry even at high tide events. So you snake around. I mean, there's a kind of a channel that's marked there, but not really.
Yeah. No, I see.
And so just to zoom out and give you perspective of what I was saying, the long way. So we started from here, from the Marina Club.
Yeah.
If you hadn't come from this channel, you have to go all the way around here to Port Qasim and then go back, which is a big, like, you know, I mean, you're adding 10 kilometers of distance, and rather you just do this kilometer slow speed and you cut across.
So if one was to look at this,
So he needs to, see it, right?
exactly. So I just figured he needs to.
We've been
navigate.
stuck here many times by making a mistake, like, you know, you just get wedged, and so we have to time this so that we're doing it at in a rising tide,
Yeah.
so that if you do get stuck, we can get unstuck.
So where we are now, are we looking at coming around the bottom and underneath Buddo, or are you coming from the top?
So visual perspective is this, right? It's this angle.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So visually, you're coming from there.
That's right.
So this is the Marina
So
Club.
you're gonna break
channel.
to the south, or
So no, we're just gonna. This is the Port Qasim channel.
yeah.
So we're just gonna go straight through and then figure out the landing spot.
Okay, and so we need to get to this end. Right?
Yeah. So then we're in the main Port Qasim channel. So we just go in the channel and then park off the island, anchor over
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So usually where we're going for our mangrove adventures is in these areas and beyond. And so now imagine, like, you know, if you go to Katie Bandar and you go from inside, from these little routes, like that is like, it's a totally different perspective when you have a forest around you and trees and these narrow channels versus in the open sea there's nothing to see. It's just water.
Yeah.
But in these channels, it's like you feel like you're none of the world.
Yeah, I think also, like, but one of the charms of going along the sea route would be to actually, this is how traditional boats sort of traveling past this coastline.
They would go through the mangroves.
They would they?
They would go through the mangroves, yeah.
Okay, so it's safer.
It's safer, and the local fisher folk community would also use that. So, you know, if you're coming, you would like rendezvous with a local and be like, okay, I need to get there. So so like when my dad came through in 1978, that is how they came through, like inside the mangroves. You don't go out in the open sea.
Right.
Unless if you're like a 100-foot fishing vessel.
Yeah, because then I guess getting into the shallows becomes treacherous, and you'd really then need to know your way through. Yeah.
And a lot of the channels are very deep, like 50 feet, 40 feet, some of the bigger ones.
Right. Very cool.
Port Qasim is that away?
Yeah.
That away. And that's Ifriamala Island, and because again the water is very high, so you can't really make it out.
Ifriamala is the one right across from Ibrahim Hedri, and then you've got Buddo.
Buddo is on that side. That's all Buddo on the other side of the channel. So you have a big shipping vessel coming.
That's our reason for speeding up.
I know, we just, so when you're in such choppy water, it's more comfortable to be going at a certain speed than, you know, going bouncing up and down, and also one should really stay in the shipping channel because you do have a certain flow of these gigantic It says Ratto Kot Fort, it's on the map, but it says unexplored on the map itself. And it seems the reason for it to not been explored is we're just finding out that there's no way to get there. So we tried approaching it from the main channel. The water is too rough. You can't swim across. You can't go close to it by boat. We've tried the other side of the channel. No way. We can see all these creeks that you could get through in, but no way that we can get there. Now we're going to try the third side and see if we can find a way. But we're going to find a way. We'll take our kayaks, if anything. but it's too rough to kayak. Okay, now we found a local fishing boat, so hopefully they'll be able to guide us.
माभी सिंधी ॻाल्हाईंदो आहियां
इधर से जाएगा ना लग जाएगा उधर से घूम के जाएगा ना सीधा आपके
आ जाए आ जाए।
तो ये आप ये किले पे जाए हैं ना, तो किले पे आप यहाँ से घूम के जाओगे ना तो वो करीब पड़ेगा। फिर आप अपनी छोटी किश्ती में उतर के
ॿेड़ी पाणीअ में न वेंदी।
अॻे ख़र्चो पाणी मिली वेंदो असांखे उते सुई खणी आहे
हाँ
लेनी मारो कोन हीअ वॾी बोट आहे उनखे पाणी वधारे खपे पाणी बि लाहे पियो
हाँ।
सही आहे की न ऐं किले સુધી नी के खणी वञे नी के
हाँ।
तुंहिंजी बोट में तो कोई ऊंडे में तो कोई चाढ़े थो ॾियां
हाँ
तो तूं नी के होतिरे સુધી खणी वञे नी के
अच्छा
हा नी कुल्लो वुल्लो अखाड़े करे ने खणी अची नी के
किले ते तो ये कौन कुछ नहीं बाकी नंढी आंजी
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ।
उन्हीं में अंदर पुॼी वेंदा।
हा त नंढी बोट तो कोई टो ते ॾी ॾींदासीं न
हाँ,
हुते
थोड़ी देर थोड़ो रेस्ट करणो पवंदो जेसीं पाणी थोरो हेठि लहे। हींअर पाणी थियो पियो पटे जे मथे।
अच्छा
हा थोरो
त
पाणी
ईअं सलो सलो ईअं हली हलूं
हा स्लो स्लो ईअं हली हलो
हा
पोइ ईअं अॻियां हली पोइ हुन
हाँ।
ढोरे मोह में हली बीहरोंदासीं पोइ हाणे ॿाहिरां हुते नातारी पुॻाए बीहरो
हा
पोइ वरी इन खे असीं अंदरि हिन में टो करे पोइ अंदरि खणी
हा त तूं अॻिते रख हा तुंहिंजी पुठियां पुठियां
हाँ।
सही आहे
हम यहाँ पहुँच गए हैं। थोड़ा सा रीच करने में मुश्किल आ रही है, लेकिन सारे जो है ना हम एक दूसरे से मशवरा करके ये अच्छी बात यह है कि हमें यहाँ कुछ लोकल लोग मिल गए हैं, क्योंकि ये हमें गाइड कर रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से हम फोर्ट को रीच कर सकते हैं। तो वी आर वेरी नियर, होप सो कि थोड़ी देर में जो है हम ये खासकर जो ये लोकल लोग हैं इनकी मदद से हम फोर्ट में पहुँच जाएंगे। हमारा मिशन जो है वो कंप्लीट होने वाला है इंशाल्लाह।
अच्छा एडवेंचर।
अच्छा एडवेंचर, बहुत एक्साइटमेंट है। और सबसे अच्छी बात ये कि वेदर बहुत अच्छा है। थोड़ा सा सी रफ है लेकिन वेदर बहुत अच्छा है।
तो आज हमारा बड़ा अच्छा एडवेंचर जा रहा है। हमने एक लोकल गाइड भी पकड़ लिया है, क्योंकि जिस जगह से हम जा रहे हैं तो हम यूजली वहाँ से नहीं जाते। जनरली बड़ा शैलो होता है, अभी भी कोई 3 फुट है, तो वो गाइड साथ साथ जा रहे हैं। और रत्तो कोट फोर्ट वहाँ हमें किसी तरह पहुँचना है, और वो है इधर ही। और बस इन मैंग्रोव्स के पीछे है। एक बात ये भी होती है कि बड़ी बोट में जा रहे हैं तो उसके लिए भी पानी काफ़ी हो कि वो आराम से एंकर कर ले, क्योंकि जितनी देर हम लोग कयाक्स में बैठेंगे वो फोर्ट में के पास पहुँचेंगे तो टाइड गिर रही है, और इस बोट को इतना पानी चाहिए कि वो लो टाइड में भी उधर आराम से एंकर खड़ी रहे।
We just went through some water channel that we've never been through before. So that's why we're very slow and hesitant, because we didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, sure.
And also, if you did get stuck, we were in 3 feet of water at one point. If you did get stuck, we would have been stuck for the next 12 hours in that same spot till the tide comes up again. So we've come out of the channel into this bigger one. Okay, the water is right now 16, 17 feet. A minute ago, it was 40 feet. So this is what I was telling you earlier, that even the big boats, like in the old days, who discovered Sindh, would have actually come through the mangroves as well.
Right.
Because you can imagine there was no like coastline of Sindh that you could get to without going through the mangroves. It's only once you go beyond the Indus Delta, so say beyond Karachi, where the you have a coastline that's accessible.
Henry Pottinger's, those
Yeah,
guys.
so they would have not
Their
just
boat
like
came from-
sailed up to Banbhore or find Katie Bander's a river channel, but if you're exploring the coast, you're just going through these. Like here we are, it's again 42, 43 feet. So even and you see this channel, it's not a very big channel. Like you can even have sections with 100 foot of water.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was a time we were following a track and we were in the main podcasting channel, and there was a sandbar which we hit as we were going. So it wasn't there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So those kind of things happen. But podcasting, I think, is a bit special because it's dredged very regularly. So the dredging is just dumped to the sides of the channel itself,
okay,
and I
nice.
think that's why the sand is more
Yeah.
mobile than otherwise.
So you got a couple of, on that chart there, you've got a couple of sites marked, and those, is that Ratto Kot there?
That's we just put this marker now, Buddo Fort, but that's
Yeah. So where are we looking to land on that map?
Okay, so we came from here,
Yeah.
and first we tried landing kind of there, and now we came through this channel, and and then this boat will take us inside. So, and this is what I've been saying since like we've even thought of coming here. Like go from the back, there's channels we can even kayak or go in a small boat inside the channel to be pretty close. And this guy said exactly the same thing, the local fisherman. He's like, we're like, oh, there's a channel here. Like, can you take us from there? He's like, no, you come from the back side.
Okay.
Time to snack.
Tracks where we've been.
How's our adventure going so far?
Slow and steady. Lots of low tide. Now we've got a boat that's escorting us through this channel, which is 45 feet, which is just 3 feet right next to it. So let's see if we're able to see the fort today.
Like now you get your perspective. I
Yeah,
just have to
okay,
zoom
now
out.
I get it.
So north is that way. So if for me now the perspective, this is Kimari and this is Port Qasim. So this is our city. So this is the Malay River, Kimari, Sharif Faisal goes here. This is the airport, Karachi airport. And now I just zoom in to where we started. Marina Club is here, so defense, phase 8 is all of this chunk, and phase 8 is here. This is where the restaurants are. This is Seaview, and this is a Gizri Creek channel. That's a Kurangi Creek channel. So we started from Gizri Creek at the Marina Club, and the exit of this is the Bundle Island, which is this chunk, and we went in between Bundle and Kipiamala Island. So there's like that shortcut to the Port Qasim Creek. This is Port Qasim is down there, and this is Buddo Island. So we came out from there between Bundle and Buddo, and then tried to land over. Let me now zoom in again. So
This is us.
yeah, so we tried to stop here because this is what we thought that maybe it's approachable. But we're really far away. I think we were on the other side of this little patch. We weren't even on this side. And the fun thing we do is these kayaks. So this is why we go. This is how we explore the mangroves and the creeks. You go in the kayaks, but because it's so far from the start. So yeah, and this wind even right now, you can't kayak over here.
अभी आप थोड़ी देर के लिए रुकना पड़ेगा जब तक पानी उतर जाए पानी उतर तक रुकना पड़ेगा फिर ज़मीन देखने में आ जाएगा फिर इधर से आपको किनारे पे उतार देंगे तो वहाँ से आप पैदल जा सकते हैं अभी जो है ना अभी पानी है अभी किधर थोड़ा खाई होगा तो किधर कम पानी होगा
कितनी देर में उतरेगा
हैं तकरीबन घंटा डेढ़ इसको लग जाएगा
और इधर है क्या, आप जा चुके हैं उधर?
हाँ उधर हम जा चुके हैं उधर है ये कोट बना हुआ है ये पुराने ज़माने के लोगों का ऐसा किला बना हुआ है ये कोई दलूरा बादशाह का बादशाही का कोई कोट था इधर तो यही बना हुआ है इधर
अभी वो सूखा होगा या उसका
अभी वहाँ तो सूखा होगा वो हाँ वहाँ सारी जगह सूखी होगी समझे ना वहाँ किले की दीवारें बनी हुई है ना तो वहाँ तक पानी नहीं जाता है वो थोड़ी सी ऊंचाई पे मगर ये सारा इसके ऊपर पानी अगर इसमें भी हम लोग जाएंगे ना तो आगे जाके फंस जाएंगे
तो हम कयाक में जा सकते हैं
तो इसमें भी जा सकते हैं इसको फिर भी आपको रास्ता वही पैदल जाना पड़ेगा
कीचड़ में पानी में
क्यों लग गया ना यार रत्ते बोट था वरी तेल बार ये लूंगी कहीं बोल क्या पेट्रोल के लेगा डीजल के झोपड़ा कटा लगना है ऐसा ने भी आ रहा है लोकल गणा जा लोकल इतना आई नहीं ना कोई भी सब जितना आई नहीं ना उधर और नहीं आज मार दिया माते
Ships are third boat for today.
Hanif. Does he have a walkie-talkie? Abid, Hanif has a walkie-talkie. जा रहे हैं रत्तो कोट फोर्ट एडवेंचर हमारा शुरू है सामने ऊंट हैं शिप्स ऑफ द ओशन on the guide's boat.
बंद कर मशीन बंद कर अब पेरी आए हैं केकड़ो चढ़ी हुए उनमें हाँ अंदर से इसमें जाएंगे अभी हाँ बैठो 10-15 मिनट का रास्ता है इसके साथ जाएंगे हाँ पैदल जाएंगे मगर थोड़ा सा करीब में ये उतार के आपको आ जाएंगे थोड़ा सा करीब में उतार के आ जाएंगे अदा
Am I supposed to?
Yes.
Are you rolling?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
I'm just chilling.
Where's my carbon fiber board?
जान लगाओ जान
ऐसे इसको नहीं कर
You don't do anything, let him just do it.
ओ भाई इसमें मकड़े आते हैं
तुमने पहले ऐसी कश्ती में बैठे हो? बैठे हो? Just let him do it. So this is an adventure with the intrepid people of MAHI. They're also going left, right. Look at them.
How's it going, guys?
Give me the mic with the thing. Walkie-talkie.
Where are we going? ओ भाई अब कैसे करो रिवर्स में करो यहाँ से रिवर्स में
चलो आगे
आगे कैसे जाएं तुम उधर लेके जा रहे हो
इधर आओ ना बीच में
अभी पानी निकल रहा है
So far so good. The people who are doing the paddling are super strong. They're so strong that we're just going left, right, hitting one mangrove and then the other.
Yeah, you should be in front and I should film.
We're having a good time touristing, so The boat in front of us is doing the same thing. Now we just took a 90-degree left and you're gonna hit it, 90-degree right, coming up. Okay, give me that paddle then.
Look at this! Look at this! Makhi. Acha.
Mahera, move ahead a little. You have to move your body ahead.
Shall I? You want to sit in front?
अब सही है? हाँ तो तुम सही नहीं चलाते हो ना, मैंने चलाना शुरू किया, अब देखो ये भी सीख लो। तुम्हारे बोट का इंजन वैसा वाला है ना, इससे वरना अंदर तक जा सकते थे।
So how is it going?
So this is the fourth vessel that we're on. We started our journey in a small boat with a shallow draft to be able to come to where we are now, but we had engine trouble, so we got into a bigger boat to come to the island, but it's still too shallow, so then we got into a smaller fisher boat to get a little bit further, but it's still too shallow, so now we're in kayaks doing the last bit of it. And in fact now we can see the remains of the fort, I believe.
We can see the fort, it's right there.
Land.
Good luck getting back because this will all be
land.
so muddy.
We'll have
So wasn't actually we have made a very good landing. It's shallow here. Go from the left. Go from the left. On the right is very shallow. From the left.
तुम उतर रहे हो?
अच्छा फिर हमें धक्का दे दो वहाँ तक.
तुम आज किधर जा रहे थे? तो अभी तो तुम्हारा मछली का कारोबार
अभी पानी ऊपर आएगा.
हाँ तो अभी जाओगे दोबारा?
अभी जा रहे हैं, तुम लोगों ने बोला कि हम इधर.
अभी रुके हो ना, अभी जाओगे तो नहीं?
हाँ आप हमारे साथ ही रहिएगा क्योंकि
अभी तो उनको भी लेकर आना है.
वो स्टिक
वो जो 6 मछली
जाएगा ना उधर.
And then we took a right where the water is very shallow. There's about a foot of water and we're wading through it. The ground's really hard. It's on mushy over here and we're kind of on top of like tree trunks and stuff. It's on like a foot of water. And we can actually see what I believe is the remains of the fort, or at least a patch of red soil. So the kayaking part isn't that much, it's rather the shallow walking part that is most of the journey. So I think it'll be another 5 minutes before we reach our destination and then we'll come back. So you guys put up your feet for the next 15 minutes or so.
कीचड़ जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, ये मतलब है ही नहीं, ये बिल्कुल firm ground है. It's about as firm as the ground can get. It's rock solid. It is really amazing.
500-600 फुट ही आ गया है, लेकिन वहाँ तक भी एक्सप्लोर तो आ सकते हैं.
शेयर करेंगे. Come from that side.
So this was a big, major scientific project where at the end of the day, we went door to door, like knocking on people's doors and seeing if they were home. And if somebody came out, we were like, explain them the whole project and said, are you interested in, like, you know, being part of this? And then, yes, if there was radon detected in their house, and measures would be taken to get rid of it. Be aware of what's happening to wind and tides.
Alright, so let's go.
So that's it, 15 minute walk.
But is it like
yeah.
shoes get stuck? Or?
I haven't done the walk. We were waiting here the whole
My
time.
shoe came off.
I walked barefoot by the end of it. I was like, my shoes
Yeah,
are getting
so
stuck.
these
in the-
shoes,
my shoes.
wow, are what you need. These haven't
Yeah.
come off even.
But you didn't walk, but you were walking like.
I walked till there
Oh, you did? Okay.
just now when
That's
you said
fine.
you spotted me.
Oh no, I saw you earlier, but I couldn't tell you because that was.
How come you're not wearing the shoes you're wearing earlier?
She's wearing.
तो
That's why the people know also because.
अब ये है ओ मेरा कैमरा ही गिर गया मैंने वहाँ क्रैब के ऊपर तो नहीं गिर गया कैमरे की फिल्मिंग लगाई Tanveer, let's go there get the so this Malia this field look at observe all the purple crabs
Purple?
if you just see
yeah.
it's
Oh my
the crabs from here to there and look what my camera just did a number
Upside down.
it fell and there are the small mud skippers actually swimming in this water you can see them
Guys, do you have a tissue or something?
My God.
wait what you want to
Yes, ma'am.
hold on
Just watch them here.
अभी ज़रा कुछ करते हैं हाँ ये क्रीचर्स बना रहा था रोल तो नहीं कर रहा पकड़े ज़रा Turn it on. मैं इसको अभी थोड़ा साफ करती हूँ बट लेट्स वॉक एंड साफ करते हैं तो तनवीर कैसा जा रहा है
बहुत अच्छा है थोड़ा सा बहुत टफ है यहाँ तक पहुँचना लेकिन आप एंजॉय करते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा पानी में जो है ना आप फंस जाते हैं बिल्कुल और थोड़ी बड़ी कोशिश करके यहाँ आना पड़ता है जो भी यहाँ आए तो वो ये सोच कर आए कि ये थोड़ा सा टफ है लेकिन है बहुत इंजॉयबल है बहुत ज़्यादा बहुत मज़ा आया ये तरीका भी अच्छा वर्क कर रहा है
बिल्कुल इसी कीचड़ में वो होती है सोल मच्छी
So we've just reached the Ratto Kot fort, and it's such an amazing place. Just to describe what it is, we're standing in the middle of the fort, and we're surrounded by a wall of red bricks all around us. It's a squarish fort, and the walls are probably about 10 feet wide at the base, and should be about 6-8 feet high. And it's a ruin, and what's amazing about this is pre-Christian. So we're talking about a place that's more than 2,000 years old. It's amazing to see that it's made from bricks because, you know, even way back then, brick kilns were a thing, and these bricks are all fired. So you can see that some of them are red, like this one over here, but some of them, because the technology was not that sophisticated then, some of them are yellowish, and like you can see this one over here, it's as if the clay isn't even fired at all. And moving along a little bit is that we've discovered what is the remains of a chakki or a mortar, which is used for grinding wheat, for making bread, and for making spices. So this is the remains of a chakki. We've seen other pot shards over here, and it was rumored that in this area there are stone cannonballs. So we're really talking about before the invention of before gunpowder was, I think, invented, or at least not in this area. So we found what appears to be a round stone cannonball. So It's a very amazing thing to be part of this discovery together with MAHI, the only archaeological heritage, marine archaeological heritage group working in Pakistan. So let me bring you here so you get a sense of the scale of the fort walls. We're walking now towards the edge of the fort to where the walls are, and there are bricks strewn all over, red ones, black ones, yellow ones, because of how it was fired back in those days. And yeah, it's actually, the base is more than 10 feet wide. I'd say it's about 30 feet wide at the bottom, perhaps 5 feet wide on the top. And of course these walls must have been much higher. We're probably standing at what is the height of the floor, and if you go to the corners of the fort, you can see that the edges are rounded, like you would have a buttress or a watchtower in the four corners. And in some parts, like from our perspective, the back part is the walls are totally ruined. On the front part where I am, it's higher, and on this one side you can actually see little rooms over there, so you can see the outlines of what probably used to be rooms. And I don't think there's been there has been a report of this place from the 1980s, but it's not been studied properly as an archaeological site. So and rather all of Pakistan's marine heritage has not been studied properly. And for example, this is the main fort we're looking at, but about stone's throw from here, 800 meters east from me, is another smaller site where you can make out there's a yellow limestone, and there's the stone is carved. Carving is very similar to Chokandi, you can imagine, but it's very worn out because of exposure to constant tidal currents, seawater, and also wind. And I've just walked to another side of the fort, and it's just outside the fort, like probably it was right next to the watchtower at the corner, and there's more yellow limestone. So there must have been smaller structures all around this place. Today, of course, 2,000 years later, much of it is probably washed away. I can also imagine that the creeks probably used to run right next to the fort, and they had direct access to the sea. Today, of course, the channels keep shifting in these mangroves and these creeks. So today we had to walk a little bit to get here, and the creeks are quite shallow, but they're where we've anchored out, there's about 50 feet of water in the bigger creek. But I could imagine a big creek like that, and this be a thriving fishing village 2,000 years ago. And so let's see in a couple of years when MAHI puts together their findings and publish it. Over and out. ठीक है, बड़ा लंबा वो सब बता दिया.
वो तो बड़ी मुश्किलों से पहुंचे.
Wait, Mira. Oh, okay, wait. I'm gonna try and walk. It's not easy. अभी जो है ना, oh jeez, I'm Tanveer. It's not. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. It's not that easy.
right, so you can lift it from wherever you're comfortable with. Actually, maybe Buddo, can you lend a hand? I'll give you a shoulder.
Oh my goodness, look at this creature. Right here is it's a pretty big mud skipper just hiding here. Tide has gone out and it is not easy. It will not be easy to get back to our boat. इसलिए जब हम लोग normally आते हैं, we really have to keep in mind wherever we're going that we don't linger too long because वापस otherwise फिर ये सब कुछ करना होता है.
तो आप खींचो, मैं पीछे से धक्का देता हूँ, उससे भी होगा. ये तरीका भी अच्छा वर्क करता है.
बिल्कुल इसी कीचड़ में वो होती है सोल मच्छी. हाँ,
जो पतली सी होती है
वो पैनकेक की तरह होती है. तो कैसा जा रहा है तनवीर?
सबसे चैलेंजिंग पार्ट ये है.
हाँ,
अब तक हमने नो डाउट बहुत एंजॉय किया, थोड़ा मुश्किल भी था, बट दिस इज़ द फाइनल जॉब एंड वेरी चैलेंजिंग जॉब.
good job guys. Oh, we found the water, Mubarak.
Keep moving. Yes, boy.
So we have found the water. It's right there, and then we'll just be able to go from there.
Whoa.
So not bad, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa.
We didn't. We came from some random road and they don't kill all these plants. Baba, they just taken.
And from here they start
Come from this side. Come from this side. So the land come from here. All the plants have just
So-
taken root here.
So we came from an off-road.
We had some
Off-river-
fishermen folk who
off-river route.
decided to leave our kayaks in dry land, and you can't really walk yourself. Forget about carrying a 30-kilo kayak. So slipping and sliding,
27 kg.
we made it.
Oh, so we didn't have to, I thought we might have to walk
Okay.
all the way back.
हनीफ, हम
Oh,
उस
it
channel
is
तक
pretty
पहुंच
deep.
गए हैं जहाँ पे हम लोग आए थे और अब kayak करके वापस आ रहे हैं. ओके तो मेरे ख्याल से इससे थोड़ी टाइड और हवा है तो शायद आधा घंटा और लगेगा.
We forgot to say Alexander also passed through.
Alexander passed through here. His kayaks got stuck.
Alexander was here.
Okay, I'm putting this away now because I'll probably end up swimming back.
Okay, this is the time when soulfish is very active. So good luck if you step on it. It's that pancake fish which is in the keecher.
If you step on
I don't
it,
know, you'll get the heebie-jeebies.
Best case scenario, worst case, it bites you. Okay, watch this.
No, it's deep.
Now we should all stay together. Let's not separate.
We're gonna swim behind them.
Yeah.
What an adventure, guys. देखें जहाँ पूरा ये पानी था तो वहाँ हम kayak करके most of the way.
Yeah, in the back. So the heavier person or in the middle.
यहाँ तो आसमान है.
Excuse me, be careful, be careful, be careful.
Coming through.
Want to bring you some swimmer?
Where are our life jackets?
No one.
Oysters. Oh, this clump on the left. Yeah.
Scary little fishies.
Millions of little fishies. Millions of little fishies are jumping on Abid. Oh wow, there's a whole Abid. We're coming here next time
Yes, definitely.
because you know the other
That
places
was high
are
dry.
much further और यहाँ पे इतने सारे mud skipper haven है. Oh,
For now it's a race.
okay. तो उनको पानी से भी बचाना है. ये लोग बड़े splash मार रहे हैं.
Unless if somebody wants to
Or-
race, then we can slow down.
I want to go to that channel next time.
Kites. We need kites next time. Kite surf.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a kite?
Hell no.
Oh, I have a nice
Is
backrest.
that a good backrest?
Yes.
Windsurf?
इसको और थोड़ा आगे कर दें तो then I get a backrest.
You use a surfboard like a windsurfboard,
Yeah.
but instead of the windsurf sail, you have a wing, which is like the kite.
Right.
But you're holding on to the kite with your
Oh
hand.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know what
That's
you mean.
what wing surfing.
Yeah.
And this
Great for like
there's
jumping.
like one guy who has it here. Okay, I don't think I should speak. I'll get
Where are
fish in
you?
my mouth. So after this adventure, where, well, the adventure you'll have to see, we've made it out back into the open channel. There's a boat, there's us, there's a second kayak.
हनीफ इसकी बोट तो हटवाओ हम उधर आके लगेंगे.
Outside of the fishing area.
No, wait, you don't go because the weight gets off. You go first. Boat थोड़ा और आगे करो.
और थोड़ा आगे आधा माथे से
Veera, stay.
You got it. Oh boy, I can't get up. You can. Hold on.
आराम आराम से के साथ खड़ा हो जाओ, पहले खड़ी हो जाओ.
हाँ आ गए you got it, you got it.
Just go,
stand up.
The speed is on your side.
हाँ सही है, good, got it.
Go, go, go. Hurry up and go.
Put your butt on the boat.
Put your butt. Just go up. Come on, just pull. There you go.
हाँ क्या बात है.
That's exactly how Madhya gets on the boat. So we're used to it.
Oh, can you hand my yellow bag, please?
Just stay here.
Go back. Boat for the guy.
We'll just put it here for now. My goodness, what a mess.
Shoes there. The police should come out.
Wow, I think I'm easy.
Yeah, there's some in the front, some in the back. ये जूते के साथ
कभी बार बूट धोनी बुनी
Yeah, just. Oh, Oscar might be Yeah, my phone's at the front of this number. The copy it.
Can you call my phone? क्या नंबर